My wife has been acting very strange lately, and it's got me worried. A few years ago, we used to swap partners with other couples. It was something we both enjoyed at the time. But then she became a teacher at a local middle school, and we both agreed we needed to stop that lifestyle. It wasn't just because of her job, though. I had also really started to lose interest in that kind of thing. I'm not sure if this background is even important to what's happening now, but I thought I should mention it just in case. Since January of this year, her behavior has changed dramatically. All of the usual stuff you hear about when someone's cheating is there. She's shown less interest in sex with me, and she spends lots of time on her phone, always texting someone. Plus, she had this male coworker that she talked about a lot. She would often mention how funny he was and how much fun they had at work. She started going out on Fridays after work about twice a month, and she wouldn't come home until after midnight. This worried me because I thought it wasn't safe for her to be out so late in our area. When I expressed my concerns, she brushed them off, saying that she was fine and they just liked to hang out and unwind after a long week. I didn't mind her going out in general because I sometimes did the same with my friends, but I always made sure to come home before midnight out of respect for her. I told her I would like to go to one of these get-togethers, thinking it might be fun to meet her coworkers. But she said husbands and wives didn't come and it would be weird if I showed up. I knew that was silly because, really, who cares? And her parents could easily watch our kids for the night if we both went out. The next week, about a month ago, I decided to just show up anyway, hoping to surprise her. When I got there, I saw her sitting next to this male coworker she always talked about, and two other teachers had their husbands with them. While I was there, Brad, that's the coworker's name, and my wife hardly even talked to each other. This struck me as odd because she talked about him so much at home. Just so you know, Brad isn't even particularly good-looking, and he's a teacher like my wife. I make a lot more money than him in my job. I can't understand what she might see in this guy. I mean, I'm pretty good looking while Brad is maybe average at best. I found myself wondering if he must have a great personality or be very well endowed or something. I just couldn't figure it out. The whole get-together ended around 9:30 p.m., not 1 a.m. like when she usually goes out. It all seemed very suspicious to me. At that point, I was pretty sure something was going on behind my back. The next day, feeling increasingly paranoid, I looked at our phone records. What I saw shocked me. They were texting each other a lot every single day, sometimes 5 to 20 times a day. This was way more communication than I thought was normal for coworkers. I ended up confronting her about it. I asked to see her text messages, but I didn't tell her that I had already checked our phone records. She accused me of being paranoid and showed me her phone. Their chat history only had a few text messages per week, even though he was at the top of her recent contacts list, and I had texted her that same day. At that point, I was 100% sure something fishy was going on. Again, I didn't tell her what I knew from the phone records, but I told her that I wasn't okay with her relationship with Brad and that I had some serious thinking to do about our marriage. She told me I was being crazy and overreacting. That night, I slept on the couch, feeling hurt and confused. The next day, she told me she would stop talking to Brad unless it was strictly about work-related matters. I wanted to believe her, but I just couldn't. My trust was shattered. Feeling desperate for answers, I then hired a private investigator to follow her when she went out. But to my surprise, she hasn't gone out again for the last month. In the end, I wasted a few $1,000s I paid the investigator since she's suddenly behaving herself now. It's like she knows she's being watched or something. Now she's back to acting like she did before all this started, before what I suspect was an affair. Unfortunately, despite all my suspicions and the evidence I've gathered, I still can't definitively prove she cheated. But I'm 99% sure she did, and it's tearing me apart inside. I'm seriously thinking about getting a divorce, but we have kids, and I'm worried about how it would affect them. Plus, again, I can't prove anything concrete, which makes the whole situation even more frustrating. I'm still sleeping on the couch, which really upsets her. She keeps asking me to come back to our bed, but I just can't bring myself to do it. She has tried to initiate sex with me several times, but I haven't been interested. The thought of being intimate with her now just makes me feel sick. She told me she would even move to a different school if that would help me feel better, but she's still insisting that I'm being crazy and overreacting to nothing. I don't know if I can believe anything she says anymore. We live in a state where you need a specific reason for divorce, like proof of infidelity, so not being able to prove anything really sucks. I feel stuck, angry, and betrayed. I don't know what my next move should be, but I know I can't go on living like this forever. The trust is gone, and I'm not sure if we can ever get it back.